Grenade by Alan Gratz. Part 2, pages 207 through 210. The Mother of All Bombs. Kimiko was right. Hideki didn't like it. An unexploded bomb the size of a cow sat in the mud right in the mouth of the cave's back entrance. The bomb was greenish gray with four black fins sticking up at the back and a yellow band painted around the base of its nose cone. Why the huge bomb hadn't gone off when it hit was a mystery, and the slightest touch now might set it off. If it exploded, the whole cave would be blown to bits. It was the mother of all bombs, and there was barely room to squeeze past it. The IJA hadn't even bothered to leave a guard by this back exit because they thought no one would be crazy enough to go near the bomb. Hideki took a step back in fear. That's the only way out? He asked. Yes, Kimiko told him. It's either that or we die tomorrow with those soldiers. I overheard the generals at the command posts. The plan is for the IJA to hold out as long as they can at each ridge. Just when the Americans are about to overrun them, they retreat to the next ridge and start all over again, all the way to the southern end of the island. In between retreats, they send infiltration squads to attack the Americans by night. But they're not meant to survive either. The Japanese army was never going to win, Hideki. They're just here to slow the Americans down. They're trying to take as many American soldiers with them as they can, and as many Okinawans too, I guess. Hideki felt numb. One plane for one battleship. One man for 10 of the enemy. Wasn't that what Lieutenant Colonel Sano had told the Blood and Iron Student Corps before sending them out with their grenades to attack the Americans? That night outside his school felt like years ago to Hideki. But the price of an Okinawan life was far cheaper even than one man for 10 of the enemy. Far cheaper than the life of one Japanese soldier, that was for sure. And Hideki was tired of sacrificing people he cared about. Then we do it, Hideki said. The bomb might go off and it might not, but if we stay, the IJA will definitely kill us. And at least this way we have a chance. Kimiko looked sideways at Hideki, like she was measuring him again, but she didn't say anything. Hideki and Kimiko went back to the main part of the cave. They told Masako the plan, and very quietly, the three of them gathered the 8 Okinawan children and led them to the back entrance. Masako gasped when she saw the bomb. We have to get past that? You can do it. We have to, Hideki said. He turned to his sister. You and Masako go out first. I'll send the kids out to you. Get them as far away from the bomb as you can. Kimiko nodded. She approached the bomb, took a deep breath, and slid sideways between the cave wall and the metal shell. The space was too narrow to avoid touching the bomb, and gently, oh so gently, she put her hands against it. Hideki held his breath, and Masako closed her eyes. Kimiko wiggled sideways, and the gap between the bomb and the wall got tighter. Tighter. She spread her arms around the bomb and carefully rested her weight against it as she slithered through the narrowest spot. And then she was past it and outside. Hideki let out his breath, and beside him, Masako opened her eyes and bit off a sob of relief. You're next, Hideki told her. I can't do it, she said. You can, Hideki told her. We survived that cave of flames, didn't we? These kids need you to be just as strong as you were for those injured soldiers in the hospital. I know you can do it. Just do what Kimiko did. Masako took a deep breath and nodded. She avoided the bomb as long as she could, pressing herself against the cave wall, but soon the space grew too narrow, too short. She froze, her back curled against the cave wall, holding her body just centimeters from the curving side of the bomb. Kimiko called encouragement to her from where she stood outside, but Masako couldn't go any farther. She closed her eyes and shook her head, her trembling body hovering just inches above the bomb. Masako, you can do it, Hideki told her again. No, no, I've seen what American bombs do to bodies. I don't want to end up like that, Masako cried. You won't, Hideki said. He looked at the frightened children with him. None of us will. Masako just shook her head more forcefully. She wasn't going to budge, but she couldn't keep pressing herself into the curving wall at her back forever, and with a scream of panic, she lost her balance. With nothing to grab onto, she fell face first onto the bomb. Cling! Hideki gasped and closed his eyes, waiting for the mother of all bombs to explode.